Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. So today, forgive me, Father, for I am about to sin. So got the Glock 43X here, pretty much, you know, damn near God tier for EDC. Obviously, magazine capacity limits that a little bit, but still one of the best options out there to this day, even though it's been on the market for about, 6 years now. So what the hell is this PSA box going to do, and why is it next to a 43X? Well, PSA obviously tried to do their best to copy a Glock 19, and for the most part, it's okay. Well, now they've ventured into the Micro Dagger project, which is a Glock 43X remake, or their version of a Glock 43X. So right now, just the slides are available. They are, I guess, still figuring out their life with the 15-round mags, which is holding up the frames from being released, because if you don't have a mag, you can't release the frame. But their logic was, hey, here's the slides if you guys want to throw them on your 43X frames. So that's where I'm at. So let's check out what we've got today. Now, I've already taken this out of the box, so it's not an unboxing or anything like that, but what you see in the box is what it came with. That's it. Zero else. The slide was wrapped in plastic, but, I got rid of that. So you get the slide, which is a complete slide. Now, don't get it twisted. Complete does not mean barrel and recoil spring. Guide rod recoil spring. It just means this is a complete slide. It's got the parts kit already installed in it, extractor, all that good stuff. So you have to do nothing. It's already a complete slide. You just need your own barrel and guide rod spring. So what's in the bag? There is the optic plate cover, and then 2 sets of screws and your Allen wrench. So the 2 sets of screws, there's a longer set, which is, I'm assuming, to run the plate by itself if you're not going to run an optic right away, and then the smaller ones are to run on whatever optic. Typically I use whatever screws come with the optic itself. I don't really use the PSA supplied screws for anything. So let's go ahead and dump this crapola out here, and I don't really think I can show just putting 2 screws in here, so I'm going to be right back. All right, y'all, so I had it bass backwards. The short screws are the ones you use when it's just running the plate cover here. The longer ones, I guess, are for maybe to work with whatever optic you have. Again, I just use the screws that come with whatever optic I choose to run. Now, let's get into a little bit of this. So the slide is stainless steel, and this one in particular is Cerakoted in sniper green, which I thought was a cool little color. The sights are steel as well, and you have the standard 1-2 dot configuration. So 1 dot up front, 2 dots in the back. These sights aren't anything to write home about. My only, I guess, complaint with these would be, since this is an optics cut slide, I wish they would have had suppressor height sights, which they do for the Dagger. For some reason, they chose not to do that with the Micro Dagger. Maybe once I get an optic on here, it will, maybe it'll co-witness lower 1/3, but that's to be determined. I will, get into that in a minute here. So nothing really more to say about the slide. It looks good. I mean, I haven't had an issue out of any of my Dagger slides, so I would assume the Micro Dagger slide isn't going to be any different. Now, since this doesn't come with a barrel or guide rod assembly, what am I going to run in here? So I have my factory Glock 43X barrel. So you see right there, it is a Glock OEM barrel. So I have my Glock 43X barrel and a standard OEM Glock 43X guide rod recoil spring assembly. So what I'm going to do is take my factory slide off here, and we're going to go ahead and throw this Micro Dagger slide on and see how she looks. All right, so before I put this on, I wanted to go ahead and get these side by side. So the left is a standard Glock 43X slide, OEM, and then the right is obviously the PSA Micro Dagger slide. So pretty similar in size and configuration. Obviously, in order to get on the frame, it's gonna have to be similar. Don't really see too much craziness. Where holster compatibility is gonna come in is usually, well, once the Micro Dagger frame comes out, we'll be able to tell if, the notching and everything here with the trigger housing is gonna, you know, be different. But if you're running a light or something like that, you should be fine because most holsters are fitted off of the light when you're running one versus off of the frame. So should be okay. Don't see any real crazy variations here in the front of the slide that would hang up on anything. One thing to note with standard Glock 43X barrels, on the OEM slide, they fit flush. On the micro dagger slide, they do not. Not really sure what that's about, but yeah, it doesn't fit flush. This one is crowned, so that could have something to do with it, but let's just go ahead and check this out. I don't really remember if the factory barrel stuck out on the factory slide or not, so let's check it out. Okay, so it does. So yeah, it fits exactly the same as it would on a factory Glock 43X slide. So no big deal there. Let's go ahead and check this thing out and see what we got. All right, y'all, so it's clear, no mag inserted, we're good. All right, so it fits. That's always good. Looks pretty good sitting on there. I like that the sniper green and the black kind of look awesome. Obviously my magwell here isn't matched to this slide, but that's okay. That is okay. That's a problem for another day. But yeah, slide looks good. Let's look down the sights a little bit. Sorry about the pink Jeep, you know, no big deal. So you know, sights, you could take them, leave them. They're just, you know, normal sights, whatever. Nothing to write home about. Nothing to really complain about either. At least they're steel and not plastic. So that's a step up over, you know, factory Glock sights. However, for me, I got the night vision on the 43X slide. So, you know, fancy. All right, so I'm gonna slap an optic on here. Now this optic isn't gonna be the one I'm gonna run on here full time. I'm not ready to do a video on the one that I am gonna run on this particular slide permanently, but we're gonna go ahead and mount an optic up, see how the sights co-witness with them, if they do at all, and then I'll be right back with you guys. All right, y'all, so again, she's clear, no mag inserted, and the optic is on there, and I think it looks pretty legit. So, yeah, no issues mounting it up. Again, these slides, just like the 43X, fit all your shield footprint optics. This is the Riton MPRD, so pretty sweet, automatic. Don't have to do anything to it. Red dot fits well on the frame. Not a lot of overhang at all. Just a smidge of overhang, but overall not bad. So these do co-witness. Now, excuse my dirty garage, but let me try to get this in the in focus here. So they co-witness very low. So it's a very, very low 1/3 co-witness. So you can just make out these factory sights through the glass. Now, again, I wish they were a little taller. I wish they were suppressor height sights, but what are you gonna do for the money? I mean, you know, you can't have it all. They got to cut corners somewhere to keep that price down. There's Riton dot on the money, dead on, mounted it right up. So hopefully don't have to make too many adjustments. Again, I'm not keeping this optic on this particular weapon, but I could if I wanted to. But I think the other dot's going to be a little bit better for this. So yeah, guys, full compatibility. Everything works as it should. No mag inserted. Still clear. All right, guys, so sorry, I had to cut away for a second. So ran into an issue with the PSA micro dagger slide, and I'm gonna show you guys here in a second. So, again, clear, no mag inserted, go ahead, trigger pull, hear it, nice. Resets. Awesome, works as designed, right? Now watch what happens when I put the PSA dagger slide on. All right, so again, OEM 43X barrel, OEM 43X guide rod and spring, PSA Dagger micro slide. So I'm gonna put these together and throw it on the slide, and we're gonna see what we get. All right, so got the micro dagger slide back on. Again, got my factory 43X barrel, and it's clear, no mag inserted. Now watch what happens when I pull the trigger. Absolutely nothing. And I had the optic mounted on there, and I was like, okay, maybe the screw's too long. Something's interfering with something. But no, literally, no trigger pull. Factory Glock slide with, you know, the factory barrel, aftermarket barrels, works flawlessly, does exactly what it needs to do. Yes, I do have an aftermarket trigger, but if all the Glock factory stuff works with it, then why wouldn't the micro dagger slide work with it? So this says 100% compatibility with Glock 43, 43X, and 48. Well, it can't do everything that the Glock 43X slide does, because case in point here, this slide is absolutely worthless to me. So what's going on, PSA? Like, come on, man. I was really excited about this, really wanted to try it out, and now I got to deal with more of a headache. So yeah, guys, I was pretty happy about it for about 5 minutes there, and then, you know, PSA QC strikes again. So I'm gonna have to send this back. It's gonna take weeks. It already took forever for this to get here, so. All right, guys, I'm back. I couldn't leave well enough alone, and I figured out the problem, which is pretty trash right off the bat, but all right, so we're clear, no mag inserted, and guess what? All right, so it works. What the hell was the issue? Well, it was PSA's striker. This thing is a piece of shit, so it didn't work. I took the one out of my 43X slide, the OEM Glock striker, and, well, results speak for themselves. So instead of having to send the whole slide back, I need to get a hold of PSA and tell them, hey, your striker sucks, big monkey asshole, and you need to send me a new one because this didn't do crap. It must be out of spec in some way, and the Glock OEM one saved the day. So now I know that the slide is okay, however, parts may be inferior. All right, guys, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and stay tuned for the range report on this thing after I get a new striker. All right, thanks.